Hey everybody, welcome in here to Northern Life. Happy Monday, the start of the week, and we're very happy to be hanging out with you here on your start of the week as well. Last Friday, I was on the morning shift. It was a very crazy week last week. I started off with the night side for the first 3 days, and then transitioned to morning on Friday, and I don't know about you two, when you were on the morning shift, did you two ever sleep in accidentally and go into the morning shift?
I never actually arrived late. I think I slept in maybe by like 15 minutes once, and I panicked. I was so scared.
Yeah. I think I was so worried that I would be late because you had to show up at 11 p.m. or midnight if you're going to produce the show. I set like 6 alarms most nights.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's normally me. I usually wake up like with anxiety in the middle of the night back when I was on the morning shift because I'm like, I don't want to be late. And I never was late until this past Friday. I somehow had the phone in my hand when I was sleeping, and so every time my alarm would go off, like my thumb would touch it and it would like snooze it or something like that. So I was an hour late.
Man.
And you live an hour away, so it's not like you can just like not shower and go in. You have to clean up and then drive an hour into work, and it was intense. I got everything done though.
Good.
But it was definitely scary. I was sweating like crazy.
And luckily Friday was like a decent weather day too. Imagine if you had like some severe weather or something.
Seriously, very thankful. It was way laid back on Friday.
You were stressing out poor Natalie Hepner for no reason.
Exactly. Yep. Sorry, Natalie.
Coming up today, we're out on the water with Duluth's Vista fleet. We're taking a tour of the shore and the harbor, thanks to the group that's been doing it for more than 6 decades now.
So much fun. And later we're going to meet a woman from the Midwest who has quite the relationship with butter. She's gotten a lot of attention on TikTok over her recent party that was indeed butter themed.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking. My kind of human right there.
Hunter's looking for his invite.
Right.
Well, from butter to butter burgers, it's been reported that Culver's is the best fast food restaurant in the United States. That's according to Fodor's Travel? Do we think Fooders? Fodor's?
Fodor?
Fodor's Travel.
Fedora.
Fodor's Gina Truman wrote that she spent a year driving around the U.S. on a quest to eat and experience the true culture of America. That sounds like a wonderful assignment. She ranked 12 fast food chains. However, she decided to leave out the large corporations like McDonald's, Wendy's, and Burger King. As for the rest of the list, obviously Culver's was on top. Then in order from there, it went Shake Shack, In-N-Out Burger, Whataburger, and Raising Cane's. Wow. It seems like she likes burgers because she kind of put the burger restaurants.
Big fan. Big fan of
kind
burgers.
Of far down below, but I've got a bone to pick with Culver's.
Oh,
some beef.
really?
No pun intended. But and both them and Dairy Queen have gotten rid of their sweet and sour sauce with their chicken strips.
Oh no!
That's my favorite thing. Now I don't really go to Culver's anymore because they don't have sweet and sour sauce. So I'm kind of a child in that.
What do? You dip nuggets in the sweet and sour?
Usually the chicken strips.
Oh, the chicken strips.
Chicken strips. Yep.
Okay.
Could you get the sweet and sour sauce somewhere else and then still get the chicken tenders?
I could do that. I could go to like McDonald's. McDonald's has the best sweet and sour sauce.
Oh, well, then just bring it from there to Culver's.
And then you have to go through the drive-thru at McDonald's. Can I just get the sweet and sour sauce?
I get a large Diet Coke and some sweet and sour sauce on the side.
I'd be the lamest guy ever. Just pouring my McDonald's sweet and sour sauce on the side.
But the other night, I had the Taco Bell Cheez-It Crunch Wrap for the first time.
How is that?
It was okay.
It's not the best.
What's the Cheez-It part?
It's like, the normal Crunch Wrap's about that big. They have a Cheez-It inside of it that's about the size of a Crunch Wrap. It's a little mushier than what you think like a usual cheese curd would, or a Cheez-It would be.
Yeah.
But it was all right. It's worth a try.
Interesting.
I gotta say, I actually seek out Culver's if I'm like on a road trip or something. I specifically plan out where my stops are going to be due to a Culver's being there. So if we're going to Eagle River to visit my husband's family, we stop in Ashland at the Culver's. Spicy chicken sandwich, the best one out there.
Nice.
It's so good.
Nice. I like the little dish of custard.
Yeah.
Big fan.
Custard's so
Big fan. Well, in the world of casual dining, Red Lobster appears to be shutting down more locations, sadly. The world's largest seafood restaurant chain filed for bankruptcy last month and wants to shutter several dozen more restaurants. And they said they had $1 billion in debt and less than $30 million in cash on hand. I'm not much of an investment guy, but that does not sound good. No. Part of that plan is to close some of its nearly 600 restaurants. And with this news, Red Lobster is apparently not going anywhere if Flava Flav has anything to say about it. So the 65-year-old rapper revealed on X, formerly known as Twitter, he recently went to a Red Lobster location and ordered every item on the menu.
Just doing his part.
His part, Flava Flav. He was following through on his earlier promise after saying in May he wanted to use his platform to help save what he called one of America's greatest dining dynasties.
So funny.
Now they're off the brink of bankruptcy thanks to Flava Flav. Thank you.
I think as a kid you've always wanted to see what it was like to purchase one of everything on the menu.
Yeah.
And if you have the money to do so, I mean, why not?
Why not?
Yeah.
I'd be so irresponsible if I was rich and famous. Like, I'd be doing that everywhere I went. It's the coolest thing.
Aren't you rich and famous?
No.
Yeah.
I'm neither.
Oh man, well it is well known that spending too much time sitting could have an impact on our bodies, but apparently there is one beneficial method of sitting. Some folks say sitting cross-legged on the couch, or I don't know why I said couch, good Lord, it is a Monday. They say sitting cross-legged on the ground actually is good for your health, and it should be done regularly. An assistant professor at the University of Pittsburgh says sitting like that can be a good way to maintain your range of motion and your flexibility and engage your core muscles in ways that just doesn't happen when you're sitting in a chair. So you can try it out for 30 minutes or so, but you should not plop down on the floor for the entire day. That's a good reminder. Yeah.
Good reminder. As a kid, though, like we used to do that all the time for like performances and like the cafeteria and whatnot. Except I was a tall kid, so the people behind me always asked me to get down, so I'd be like crisscross, but I'd be like hunched over. So I think to this day I still kind of hunch over. Like, I want to go crisscross applesauce.
I was going to say, did you guys ever go crisscross applesauce?
Yeah.
Is that what they told you to do when you were kids?
Sitting down on the floor? Yeah, I think so.
I've always found it to be uncomfortable to sit like that. I usually either need to lay down.
Kind of feels.
Have my hands behind me and like
Kind of
that.
feels good on your hips and your glutes, though. You know,
Sure.
when you're like stretching out like
The
that.
old glutes.
I'd say so.
Well, before I had to break quickly, guys, critter alert. I saw a bear the other night. It was over by Advanced Auto Parts on Central Entrance, and I saw it in a dumpster. And
then it got out?
And then it got out. And so here's some grainy footage, some Bigfoot footage,
Wow.
if you will. Yeah.
So glad you took this for us. I'm just kidding. It was beautiful. It was beautiful.
Crazy.
I love bear videos. We're hopping aboard the Vista after the break. Welcome back. For 65 years now, the Vista fleet has been allowing residents and visitors the chance to get out on Lake Superior.
And just recently, we got the chance to go aboard, taking in the sights on a beautiful Duluth day, while also getting to take part of a tour with Hunter here.
I love the versatility. I love working in the travel industry, meeting new people, and just helping them see Duluth, get outside, explore the area.
Vista Day. Super excited. It's beautiful.
Do I put on my life jacket now, or?
So I'll just start out by like the first little tiny bit, kind of talking about safety, just getting off the dock.
Sure.
I think I might just pass it along.
I love it. I love it.
The whole thing.
And just read the whole thing verbatim.
So you can read it just word for word. You can throw some jokes in there if you want to throw some jokes.
We
in.
like jokes. We like jokes. Just pages and pages of words. Look how many pages there are.
When's the last time you read a book?
There's no pictures. Where's the pictures?
So wait, I do it right where that little box is at the very start. And that's
Oh, where
the start
everyone
of the
can see
vessel,
me.
The back of the vessel. So you see where everyone's facing to? They're going to be staring right at you.
That's great. It's going to be fun. I'm really excited. This is going to be really, really cool.
Alrighty, so good afternoon and welcome aboard the Vista Star on this absolutely gorgeous day. My name is Riley. I'm one of your crew members on board. Now, this shocks me every single time, but first of all, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you realize this quite yet or not, but we are on a boat. Now, this might be one of the last times you're going to hear from me. We kind of have a very special crew on board to give a tour for you guys. But we have a few people from Northland News Now who are going to be giving the tour, and we're going to kick it off with Hunter. So, Hunter, why don't you come on over? Ladies and gentlemen, Hunter.
Thank you very much, Riley. You will likely be taking over very soon here. This is my first time doing this sort of thing. Any locals from around here? Yes, we got one local. We have a lot of tourists as well, so welcome aboard. This is going to be a lot of fun here. This is the 65th anniversary of these tours, so
we've been diving a lot into our history, the different boats that Vista has had in the past. We're really highlighting our crew a lot on our social media, so not just current crew, but also past crew, because 65 years we've had a lot of people come and go.
So up ahead here we have the lift bridge that is about to go up a little bit here. This is Duluth's most famous landmark, the aerial lift bridge, which may be the most photographed in all of the Midwest. The aerial lift bridge was built back in 1905 and then converted to its current form in 1929. It can be raised to its full ship's clearance of 138 feet in 3 minutes. I've actually been able to go up on the lift bridge for our show, which was just really cool to be all the way up there, see the gorgeous view of Duluth and Park Point. You can see Superior up there as well. It's absolutely beautiful up there. There is one bridge tender on duty 24 hours a day during the shipping season from mid-March to mid-January. During these months, the bridge will raise around 4,500 times. And as we pass under the lift bridge here, one of the 2 entries of the harbor here. Minnesota Point, the giant sandbar to the right. On clear days, you can look all the way down the beach. You can see the lighthouse and the piers that mark the Superior entry, the natural entrance to the harbor. Minnesota and Wisconsin Point combined make the world's longest freshwater sandbar in the world. It's a beautiful thing down there. Going under the bridge, that was pretty cool, folks, wasn't it, huh? Yeah, absolutely beautiful.
We got the perfect guy for the job. We picked the right guy to lead this tour. He's got the charisma.
We dive a lot into the history of the area. Obviously, freighter watching is a huge thing. If freighters are out there, we will try and get you as close as we can. And our tour guides are awesome in that they will give you an in-depth look of the boats that you see, obviously the lighthouses, and just the general area as well.
Also a fun little fact. My parents were actually, they were married in Glensheen Mansion. This is 30 years ago. And they held their wedding reception on the Vista fleet.
So we have the Vista Star. We also have the Vista Queen that holds up to 40 people, so we can do smaller events there. But yeah, Vista Star can be rented out for private charters. We do weddings, we do birthday parties, anniversaries, you name it, we can do it.
Welcome back. That's what my mom always used to say.
So what you all just heard there is known as the Captain's Salute. In a very fancy way, we just had a very loud, very boisterous high five between the Vista Star and the aerial lift bridge.
Do you know how many tours you guys give out in the kind of an average year?
So we have like 3 seasons within our season. So it's the spring season, we do 2 to 3 a day. Post Grandma's Marathon, we ramp it up to 5 to 6 a day. Wow. And then fall is kind of back down a little bit to 2 to 3.
Can we get that again, Briggs, please? That was amazing.
I couldn't tell if it was the boat or if it was Briggs.
I'm doing a very good imitation. I've been practicing it for years.
Yeah, wow.
But the Vista was a blast.
Yeah.
So much fun. And you did a really, really good job.
Thank you.
I could have sworn you had done it before.
I surprised myself. I didn't think I was going to be that smooth, but it worked pretty well for never reading that whole thing.
And so Riley goes, yeah, we'll hit it off so you guys can do it all. And I was like, I think Hunter would be the perfect guy for the job.
I didn't want to follow that performance because it was so good. I was like, well, I'm going to get up there and these people are going to be like, can I get my money back?
Yeah.
Well, originally I was just going to do a couple paragraphs, and I'm like, I'm kind of having fun doing this. So I kept it going for a couple pages at least,
And I would tell you if it was objectively bad. It was great.
Thank you.
It was great.
I trust you would.
Yeah.
And as a local, you had a lot of color to it too. We talked about your parents and their wedding reception on board one of the Vista fleets. So
30 years ago.
Very cool.
And being a local, I think I've never been on the water on a boat on Lake Superior. So like seeing the city in that aspect and being on the water and respecting Lake Superior like that, it was a really cool and eye-opening experience.
And there was a lot of facts that we learned that we had no idea about Lake Superior and about the different shipping ports and things like that. It was awesome.
The Blotnick Bridge was almost going to be a tunnel, which was kind of cool.
Crazy to think about. And Riley, the main tour guide, just knew all of that off the top of his head. When Hunter took over, Riley didn't even need the book back. He was just spouting off all these facts. So he's a good tour guide.
Yeah, he knew where he was. So, big shout out to the Vista Fleet. Thanks for having us. We're going to have their socials. Be sure to go take a tour.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. Well, hey, for one butter-loving woman, a birthday was a perfect occasion to throw the ultimate butter bash. So Amanda Gajdosik known as TikTok as Midwest Nice Makes, has long shared her love of butter on social media. Not only does she work and create content involving food, but she even has a butter stick tattoo on her arm to commemorate her love for the spread. So the centerpiece of that event was the menu full of goodies that utilized a lot of Amanda's favorite ingredients.
Wow, she went all out.
Seriously, was that cake actual butter? Just a big stick of butter that they were eating? 'Cause
I think it was like it was in the shape of a butter stick.
that makes sense.
Yes, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
It's kind of like an Is It Cake scenario. If you've ever
Yeah.
seen that show on Netflix, you cut in, you're expecting just smooth butter, but no, delicious cake.
Imagine a full cake of just butter. Might be kind of hard to have a big slice.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Yeah, with ice cream though, might be kind of good.
It could be good.
It
A
could
weird combination that we might need to try, see if we like it.
Weird combo.
Growing up, we've all heard breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Or is it? Health and nutrition experts are debating this age-old question. According to Dr. Emily Cooper, you aren't doing yourself any favors by skipping breakfast. Even bad breakfasts beat no breakfast at all, she says. Apparently, if you don't get enough to eat early in the day, your hunger hormone levels rise later on, and your body tries to make up for all of the stuff that you've missed by just, eating maybe lots of snacks.
Yeah.
Like myself.
sense.
If
Yeah.
I miss breakfast, it's a guarantee. It'll be snacks all throughout the day.
That is for sure me. If I don't eat a lot during the day, I get home at night, and then like from 6 to 8 p.m., it's just so much food at one time, which is
Right.
probably not great. So I missed breakfast this morning, so I'm currently feeling it. So yeah, be sure to grab some cereal. No.
Lunch will be at like 10:30.
Might find it hard to believe, but I don't eat breakfast most days.
Whoa.
I usually wait till lunch or something like that, but then I eat quite a bit towards the end of the day, but that's how it goes. That's the way of the road.
Well, sometimes you like lunch food more, I find myself in that
Yeah.
habit too, though. I enjoy like a sandwich more than I do like eggs, so it's hard. But
Yeah, but making breakfast too, it takes time. You're rushing through the door at the beginning of the day. But eat your breakfast out there, kids.
Well, when we come back, we'll show you what's going on with tomorrow's blindfold story.
Tomorrow on Northern Life, we're practicing to become auctioneers with the team at Rafter Auctions. It was a ton of fun, and we'll learn what it takes to speak really quickly. It's actually pretty impressive. And then be put on the spot to try and auction off a few items ourselves, as a matter of fact.
It was fun to learn the tricks of their trade.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, it's hard to keep track of like where you are at in the bidding process, as the auctioneer or in the bidding, because I know like there were times where we upbid it ourselves.
Yeah.
So,
I'm like,
I just
wait.
said the same bid accidentally again.
I just paid more money of my own. Whoopsie. Well, before we go, baseball fans in Baltimore were struck by the way the national anthem was performed before an Orioles game. Chris Ullman has whistled with orchestras, even once performing the Lone Ranger theme song in the Oval Office, serenading President George W. Bush. Very cool. Chris also has some quirky rules to his whistling there. He has a no kissing policy 24 hours before a performance. Interesting. And he says whistling requires firm and not mushy lips. Interesting. What is a mushy lip? I don't know.
I don't know.
It's like
all that
dry
kissing.
lips?
Yeah.
Does he want dry lips? I think I would consider myself a good whistler.
Are you?
I'll have to show you guys sometime, but I
There
think
we
I'm
go.
pretty good. I think we're running out of time today, unfortunately. Thanks for joining us.
Some time to throw a line or just head outside to unwind. That's the life in the great North Woods. Hike or bike, whatever you like. Get out in the day, enjoy the night. Yeah, we got the life in the great North Woods. Yeah, we got the life in the great North Woods. Yeah, this is Northern